Welcome to today's lesson on volume of rectangular pyramids. So we are going to start off by looking at two sets of numbers. And before we continue, I do need you to help me out here. I am going to change this number, which was a typo, to 90 centimeters cubed before we answer these questions. Now we have two sets. The prism and pyramid have the same dimensions. Both say the same things. Our question is, describe what you notice about set 1 and set 2. Use these examples to describe how the volume of a rectangular prism and a rectangular pyramid are related. So if we look at a rectangular pyramid, I'm going to mark a check mark on my rectangular pyramids. And I'm going to mark an X on my rectangular prisms. Now, if we look to compare them, we can see that the volume of the rectangular prism is a lot higher than that of the pyramid. But by how much? Let's try and giving some guesses. If I divide 150 by 2, will that give me 50? Or 90 by 2, would that give me 50? Doesn't look like it. So let's see, 150 divided by 3. That gives me 50. 90 divided by 3. That gives me 30. So we know that there is a difference between our formulas. What number can I use to find the volume of a pyramid if we know we have to divide by 3? We would use 1/3. So we can write that the volume of the pyramid is 1/3 the volume of the prism in both sets. So let's answer these questions right here. A rectangular pyramid has a rectangular base. So the capital B, which stands for the area of the base, if it's a rectangle, would be base times height. The height of the pyramid can be measured from the vertex straight through the pyramid to the base. It does not follow the length of the triangular face. So our formula would be, after looking at our sets, 1/3 capital B, which stands for area of the base, times height. So we would be doing the same thing we did for a rectangular prism to getting the volume of the rectangular prism, but after getting our answer, we would have to divide by 3, which is the same as multiplying times 1/3. So let's look at our examples. All right, so our base, we need to remember, and it told us for these ones, are rectangles. This is my base. The capital B is, for a rectangular pyramid, is base times height. So base would be 3.5 times my height, which is 8. That equals to 28 centimeters squared. After I have that, my formula for volume, now that I have the capital B, is 1/3 times my capital B, which is 28, times 13. When I multiply 28 times 13 and then divide by 3, I get 121 and 1/3 centimeters. 121 and 1/3 centimeters cubed. So we need to remember that the capital B stands for base times height. That is something we cannot forget. So let's look at our next one. Let's highlight our base. Highlighting my base. So we know that capital B stands for area of our base. So let's see, what two numbers am I going to multiply? 12 times 12. 12, oops, let's change that. 12 times 12, which equals to 144 centimeters squared. Our volume equals 1/3. So we have 144, which is our capital B, times the height, which is 18. Now, when I multiply those two, 144 times 18, yeah, it's a pretty big number. But then I have to divide by 3. And that will equal 864 centimeters cubed. And that is our volume for a rectangular pyramid. Pretty simple. You've already done a rectangular prism. All you have to do now is divide by 3. So make sure you use that formula and plug in the values when you're working on your assignment.